Nice. I'm Lesley Goldberg, the West Coast TV editor at The Hollywood Reporter. Thank you all for joining us today for the Play-PerView reunion for You're the Worst, benefiting Feeding America. For 5 seasons, from 2014 to 2019, we watched the adventures of lovable dum-dums Gretchen, Jimmy, Edgar, and Lindsay. The FX critically praised comedy gifted us with things like breakfast nachos and trash juice, and some truly unforgettable Sunday Funday adventures. At the same time, You're the Worst also explored some poignant topics, including clinical depression and PTSD in a way that few TV shows had done before, and frankly, haven't done since. Joining us first up today is creator Stephen Falk. Give it up for Stephen. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, Lesley. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for doing this. Let's start with why we are all here today. The reunion, we are told, is one of the most successful events in Play-PerView history so far, has raised over $26,000 for Feeding America. How did this all come together?
Oh, well, the good folks at Play-PerView had done something, I think, with Desmin, who plays Edgar, and they asked if we'd be interested in doing it. And I mean, our cast is all still really close and really good people and good friends, and you know, they care about things like hungry people, and also getting to read a script in front of all you good people. I mean, we all, you know, Lesley and I have talked a lot as friends and as professional people, and she knows how close this cast is and how much they all just really love the show still, and everyone agreed to do. Everyone was available, even the guest stars that we had, and I'm incredibly excited.
I mean, you know, it is such a cliche in television when everyone says, "Oh, you know, this cast is really close. We're all friends. We all hang out outside. Remember when we could all hang out?" But in this case, it is so true. You know, the show has been a special thing just for me, and seeing the way that everyone has come together, even during the rehearsal today, it's like this cast never missed a beat, even though the show ended 2 years ago. But, you know, I do want to ask specifically, this episode that we are about to listen to as part of the table read, first of all, we're in the middle of this pandemic, and you picked an episode, no joke, titled A Rapidly Mutating Virus. Why this episode? Set it up for us.
You know, it's funny, until you mentioned that to me, when we were talking earlier, I had not put that together because I guess I am very stupid, or I have pandemic brain. So yeah, it's called A Rapidly Mutating Virus, and it's from season 2. And well, first of all, I sort of wanted to do something from season 2 because that was kind of really pivotal for us in terms of, you know, we did our first season, and it was a nice 10-episode sort of full circle story about these 2 people who meet at a wedding, have sex, and then run screaming from each other, but can't help but end up running towards each other at the end. And then season 2, we really came in and decided we wanted to do something a little different and challenge ourselves. And also we thought, you know, we were being moved to FXX, which was new at the time, and we didn't know if it was like a ghetto of FX. And so we just figured we better take a big swing and do something really kind of interesting and kind of noisy. And we decided to delve into this character, this messy, kind of fearful character of Gretchen, and we decided to kind of tell her origin story, or at least dig into what might have made her that, and not just presented her as such, but it kind of showed the whys. And that's when we came upon the idea of doing a season about clinical depression and her revealing that. And so, you know, there were a couple episodes in season 2 that were really kind of pivotal, like the one where there's a marathon happening in LA, and everyone kind of gathers at the house, and she eventually reveals to everyone and Jimmy what's going on, and you can see he's really scared. And then there was another episode where we followed Gretchen as she's stalking this other couple around town, and that was, but neither of those were really seemed great for a reading. Whereas this episode, which is 211, not only did it have a lot of characters, but it had a really good balance between kind of some hard jokes and some really funny lines, I think, and then some more serious stuff in Gretchen's trajectory of, by this time, pushing Jimmy basically into someone else's arms. So that's why we picked it. I wanted as many people to come back and play with us, and they all are, and I'm really excited to show them.
And the title, of course, has this weird double meaning now in this bizarro new world that we find ourselves living in.
Yeah, the virus is rapidly mutating, and A is a proper word. So it all makes sense.
So with that said, you have some introductions to make and a special performance to introduce. I
do, yeah. Well, I'm just going to start introducing people because they're all here, and there are a lot of them, and you get to see their really beautiful faces as opposed to mine. Playing Jimmy Shive Overly, Chris Geere. He's going to pop up. Playing Gretchen Cutler, Aya Cash. Playing Edgar Quintero, Desmin Borges. Lindsay Gillian is Kether Donohue, Flower and All. Sam Dresden is played by Brandon Mychal Smith. Coming back to visit with us is Collette Wolfe as Dorothy Durwood. Janet Varney, of course, is Becca Barbara. Tessa Ferrer is playing Nina Kuhn, came back to say hi. The man, Paul Gillian, is played by Alan McLeod. Honey Nuts, Alan Maldonado. After being too busy for us the last couple of years, he's back, baby. Yeah, not that he's not too busy, but he can hang this, and he has 2 fans, so you guys don't have 2 fans. Shit Stain is Darrell Britt-Gibson. This guy named Todd Robert Anderson, he plays Vernon Barbara. Dr. Vernon Barbara to you. Also coming back to visit with us, the ubiquitous Erik Griffin as Trace. BJ Bales plays Josh. From the Arrowverse, Echo Kellum is Tall Nathan. Arrowverse is a thing, right? I've heard of that. Kyle is played by Sunkrish Bala. Kasha, Artemis Pebdani. There she is. And last but not least, Rhonda is played by Ambridge Millhouse. And then we have a special player who came to grace us with by playing such memorable roles as a banker and callers 1, 2, and 3, and a couple others. This is a fellow named Paul F. Tompkins. Oh no, we got his headshot. And now we have, well, we start the show like we do every show with our theme song, which is by a band named Slothtrust, and Leah Wellbaum is the head lady in charge over there, and the song is 7:30 a.m.
I'm gonna leave you anyway. I'm gonna leave you anyway. I'm gonna leave you anyway. You're gonna walk right out that door. You're gonna walk right out that door. I'm gonna watch you walk away. I want my face to be untouched. I want my face to be untouched. I don't want nobody's mark. I want to sleep and dream alone. I want to sleep and dream alone. I want to fade into the dark. Carve it all up, you'll find nothing to put upon your plate. Have no logic, too much reason, it's an admirable trait. body's sake. I'm doing what I can for my body's sake.
You're the Worst, episode 211, A Rapidly Mutating Virus, written by Eva Anderson and Allison Bennett. Interior, Jimmy's house, bathroom. Gretchen stumbles in and looks in the mirror. She looks beat to shit. Her hair is a mess. Her eyes are tired and puffy. Her skin is pale. She takes a prescription pill bottle out of her hoodie pocket, labeled Adderall. She takes out a couple blue pills, crushes them up on the sink, cuts them into lines. She drops down and snorts a line. She licks the rest of it off the sink. She looks back in the mirror. Interior, Jimmy house, day. Edgar cleans up after breakfast. Dorothy, wearing one of his old army t-shirts, sneaks up and covers his eyes from behind.
Guess who? Kidding, it's the girl you just boned.
I knew it.
Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?
I was going to iron Jimmy's writing shorts, deep clean the living room, organize Jimmy's Criterion collection by auteur.
There's a comedy barbecue at Greg Proop's condo. I thought we could use it as our debut as a couple.
Hell yeah. But don't you think it'll be awkward since seeing those guys since, hey, put that down, Brian broke up?
No, we cleared the air in this really long group text. A lot of hurt feelings, tears.
Photos of balls?
So many balls.
Gretchen comes upstairs holding a garbage bag.
Dorothy and Gretchen saying hello in the morning. Okay, bye. I'll text you all the junk.
Gretchen sits down at the table. She sees Jimmy's dad's gun being used as paperweight.
Ugh, can you get rid of this? Guns freak me out.
Edgar grabs the gun.
That weight, 950 grams. They say a human soul weighs 21 grams. 950.
Never mind, I'll do it.
She pulls out a couple items out of her bag to make room for the gun, including her bottle of Adderall.
What? Adderall. I got it from Killian. It's totally legal. I mean, if you want to get mad at someone, get mad at Big Pharma. I'm not really sure what it says about our educational system, but you know, that's a whole other issue. Every child getting hella left behind, you know what I mean?
Hey, that's your best garbage bag. You going somewhere?
Just staying at Lindsay's for a bit. She needs help with everything. Yeah, see ya.
She hauls her garbage bag over her shoulder and exits. Interior, Becca and Vernon's living room.
Yeah, Sam, in the building. New phone, who the hell is this?
I see you calling, but I just keep stalling. New phone, who this?
Who this, who this, who this?
You get no freebie if your phone's at 3G. A new phone, who this?
Yeah, little ninja can't call me every day crying like a doodle head. Shit stain is the name cause he shit is bad. Shit stain is insane if he think he hard. I saw him sucking some dick for a magic card. Honey Nuts is the punk skinny fat bitch. I had to comfort that fool after Blair Witch. I had to muff for that too. He's a banjo, fat hoe. That far punk is whack, yo.
You straight up trolling cause your minutes ain't rolling. A new phone, who this?
Who this, who this, who this?
I feel you texting, but you get
No sexing.
a new phone, who this?
Who this, who this, who this? Huh? Who the fuck is this? Who this? Who the fuck is this? Who this? Who is it? Oh, Mom. What's up, Mom? I love you. I'm sorry.
Killer hook, Linz.
Thanks. I came up with the lyrics and everything. Well, mostly new phone, who dis?
I'm definitely adding this to my surgery mix. Imagine the bass drops right when I make the incision. So sick.
That reminds me, you still owe me for all those Sublime albums you bought on my iTunes.
Relax, I'm totally good for it.
And guess what? We're going to Fire 103 today to drop the song on Trace's show.
A jealous Becca picks up her laundry basket.
Well, I better get back to it. Oh, creating a human life. I've got to tell you, it's so fulfilling. But making a grammatical nightmare of a song with Gretchen's psychopath client is a really big deal, you know, for you.
Hey, tomorrow I'm eating runny cheese and going on inverted roller coasters. Wanna come? Oh, sorry. I forgot you can't ever do anything fun because you're ruining your body with some ginger-headed parasite.
Ha! Whatever. In 5 months, I'll be on a Disney cruise with my family, and you'll be in divorce court looking back on the time someone took pity on you and let you sing on their stupid song.
New Phone Who Dis is not a stupid song. It's about texting!
Interior Coons Bar Day. Jimmy is seated at the bar. He texts Gretchen.
Hey, you were gone when I woke up. What are you up to?
Okay.
Nina comes out from the back holding an Olympic bronze medal.
Oh, wow. You weren't lying. What's that, 2010?
Giant slalom.
So, what happened?
She pulls up a video on her phone.
Oh, here's me a few months later at the Winter X Games, out of my gourd on a couple of bong loads from Shaun White's Sour Diesel.
All right. Well, you are skiing the general idea of the course. Your polar jet. Christ! Oh my God! Oh no! No!
Yeah, broke my leg in a dozen places. If you listen close, you can hear Brent Musburger gag back a puke. So I had to hang it up. And then my grandpa died of shame. Kidding, cirrhosis. And I took over his bar. Life is long.
That it is, my gimpy friend. So, skiers, you guys must have large feet in order to balance properly, right? My, what big silly feet you have. Fitting boots of those would give Giles Kevinson a heart attack.
Oh, a buckle your shoes deep cut. I'm so mad we never got a happy ending for Heathstead and Beatrix.
What, you're not seeing the holiday special?
There's a holiday special?
Yes, I own a copy.
How did I not know this? This is like a personal betrayal. What happens? Do they kiss? No, don't tell me. Go get it. I have to watch it now.
Well, it's Region 1. I doubt you have an all-region DVD player.
I don't even know what that is. Can I come over and watch it?
When?
Now. I mean, clearly you're free. You're drinking at noon. Come on.
No, just give me a second.
He texts Gretchen again.
Hey, you seem busy, but I'm bringing a friend over.
Okay, not there.
Okay, let's go.
Interior, Fire 103 Studio, Day. Trace sits with Sam and Lindsay. All three wear headphones, microphones in front of them. An agitated-looking Gretchen sits off to the side.
You're straight up trolling 'cause your minutes ain't rolling. A new phone, who dis?
Oh, that was New Phone Who Dis, the first solo single from Sam Dresden. Caller, you on Fire 103. What'd you think?
Whack.
Ooh, thoughts on Dresden's new song?
Whack as hell.
Talk to me.
A step back creatively, without his former collaborators, Dresden leans on typewriter drums and almost unmotivated tempo shifts, not helped by the thin female vocals.
He said I sounded thin.
Man, my tempo shifts unmotivated on purpose.
Hi, Gretchen Cutler with Caliber Publicity. I think it's important to consider a side project separate from the main artists. Temple of the Dog, Chris Gaines. These are very old references. The time Quentin Tarantino directed ER. Old again. I'm gonna look stuff up. Anyway, context.
Gretchen looks up to see that Sam is gone. Trace just staring at her.
I went to commercial as soon as you started talking. Oh, and your client bailed on my show.
Shit.
Gretchen runs out. Interior, Vernon and Becca's living room. A distressed Vernon sits on the couch, talking on his phone.
That checking account is overdrawn.
Shoot, I must have donated it on too many charities. Okay, then could you transfer some funds from the account ending in 3278?
That account is also overdrawn.
A happy-looking Becca enters with a glass of wine.
Hey, babe.
I can have one. I'm celebrating. Lindsay's song totally tanked on the radio. I need you to go get me some food. Okay, write this down. 2 beef and cheddars from Arby's.
Vernon just hits the record function on his phone and holds it up to her mouth.
A birthday cake, red vines, Skinnylicious salmon rolls from Cheesecake Factory, a large popcorn from AMC. Just buy a ticket and leave.
Oh, man, I don't have any cash.
You never have cash lately. Just use the card. We need more points for this cruise anyway.
Oh, yeah. Doy.
The baby says thank you. Thanks for the food, Daddy.
Becca exits. Vernon eyes a jar on the counter labeled Disney Cruise. He quickly grabs cash from it. Exterior, Fire 103 day. An upset Sam and Gretchen are on the street.
Why would you let me do that show?
Because you wanted to. You said, and I quote, "Get your negligent ass down to Fire 103. We doing a show."
My blood sugar was low. You're supposed to give me some goddamn almonds.
I am doing my best, Sam.
Then do someone else's best, like Hillary Clinton or Tori Amos, Circle Little Earthquakes. What are you on right now? And don't lie.
Adderall. It's not even good Adderall. It's public school Adderall. It's not even working anymore.
This entire feud is your fault. And those diss track contain some shit that, quite frankly, I'm having problems recovering from.
Shitstain and Nutty Nuts literally haven't said anything about you that isn't true. They said your grandma's a whore, you don't have the head shape for a 5-panel hat, your built-ins aren't original, and you are not licensed to teach Meisner.
Hold up. They said my built-ins aren't original? How did they know? Listen, oak can split easy. They nailed that shit back then. They used dowels. They were using dowels, Gretchen. There were no dowels. You get me? There were no dowels. Nothing. No dowels.
Sam storms off. Interior, Jimmy's house, night. Jimmy sits with a drink. Edgar enters.
Hey, you're still coming to my improv grad performance, right?
Oh, how could I squander the opportunity to see the gifted thespians of the Wednesday 3 p.m. show? I hope they're not short-staffed for lunch rush at the Saddle Ranch.
Hey, I'm going to this barbecue with Dorothy's old team, and I'm a little nervous.
Well, you should be. I mean, those people are comic geniuses. If you want to survive in their world, you'll have to adapt. Just mimic everything that they do, like a rapidly mutating virus.
I think I'm just going to be myself.
That's the worst version of you.
So, Gretchen told me she's staying at Lindsay's. Something going on?
We're fine. Just go away.
Edgar leaves. Nina returns from the bathroom. She quickly sits in the chair Jimmy's put out for her, excited.
Go.
Jimmy starts the DVD. Buckle your shoes and 90s Britcom.
Beatrix, can I fetch you a pair of wellies?
Oh, Heathstead, I'm not here for blatant boots.
Nina grabs her drink and moves to the couch without taking her eyes off the TV.
Well, Beatrix, it's been a right pleasure buckling your shoes. But I forgot one thing.
Do it! Ah, they're kissing! Jimmy, they're kissing! Oh my God, finally!
Nina cuddles up to Jimmy. Jimmy leaps to his feet, stopping the DVD.
Look, I take full responsibility. I brought you to my gorgeous house. I made you a perfect greyhound.
It's 2 ingredients.
Yeah, but the truth is, I have a girlfriend.
Who? Greasy hair queen of dragons?
Yeah.
Why'd you let me come over?
Well, things are weird between us right now. So.
Jesus. So I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna borrow this DVD, and this DVD player, and this HDMI cord.
She takes everything and leaves. After a beat, Jimmy smiles, self-satisfied. What a good person he is. Then he unzips his pants to jack off to what almost just happened. Interior, Vernon's man cave, day. Close on Vernon, whispering just millimeters from Paul's face.
Listen, I don't know how I let it go this far. Maybe it's having life and death in my hands every day or being born dead. But I'm in big trouble, Paul, with a girl from the internet.
What girl?
Suddenly, Vernon runs over and shakes the rods on the foosball table.
Fun! Great shot, nerd! I'm a money slave.
A money what?
A money slave. I let a girl on the internet control my finances. It's like S&M, but instead of physical pain, it's financial pain.
Vernon shows Paul a video on his laptop.
I don't see your money in my bank account, bitch, baby. You forget? Little pig boy is paying for my Invisalign. Send money, loser!
That's my goddess, Kasha. In the last 4 months, I've given her like $100.
$100? That's not so bad.
No, dingus, $100,000.
$100,000?
Vernon runs to a stereo and blasts some rock music.
Ha! Nice fart, Paul. Real poopy. I'm ending it. I just changed all my bank passwords. I'm getting back control.
I mean, what kind of sex are you getting for that investment?
None, dummy. Financial domination isn't about sex. Anyway, Kasha's gone rogue. If I don't give her $15K, she's going to tell Becca. You got to help me. We're family.
Okay. Of course, Vernon.
Oh, geez. Thanks, Paul.
Vernon hugs Paul, face real close.
When I was 12, me and my buddy Slider jacked off next to each other on a camping trip.
Why are you telling me that?
Nothing. It's just memories.
Vanilla bean with head is being cheap bastard. Fine. I send you Amazon wish list. Take care of it now, or else pay, pig.
Exterior, Greg Proops' condo, rooftop, day. Edgar walks through a rooftop barbecue carrying a nice bottle of wine. He approaches a circle that includes Josh, Dorothy, and Kyle.
You're here. Guys, you know Edgar.
Hey. Hi. I brought this.
Oh, wine, thanks.
Fun party.
Yeah, so fun.
Oh, damn it, my back.
You okay?
Yeah, it just hurts because my dick's so big.
See, he's always showing us his tiny dick, but the bit is he pretends he's got a big one.
Right.
So your back doesn't hurt?
Actually, it does. Last week, my neighbor's pit bull attacked me when I was carrying pizza.
That actually isn't a bit.
It's really bad. I have to sleep in a water brace, probably end up in a wheelchair.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bro, I'm kidding. That was a bit.
Hey, that's the team that I coach, Beverly Hills with an extra E. I should go say hi. Are you good?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Dorothy slips away into the party. A comedy girl approaches.
Oh, hey, do you know Edgar? He's the one who's putting it in Dorothy, taking it back out again.
Nah, I usually just leave it in.
Huh. Anyway, I'm doing a packet for that new Hee-Haw reboot.
Suddenly, tall Nathan sprints up.
Hey, shitheads, look what I found in Prope's trophy room.
Frantic energy booze?
Drink it, Cal.
No way. They banned it after all those teens died in Pomona.
I ain't no teen.
Interior, Lindsay's house, day. Gretchen is bent over the coffee table, cutting lines of coke. As she's about to snort one, a knock.
Damn it. What?
She quickly throws a pillow over the drugs and opens the door to reveal Jimmy.
Hello? Was that red licorice vodka? Were you expecting Chris Hansen?
Why are you here?
What? Why are you here? Edgar says that you're staying here.
I just needed some space, which you have repeatedly refused to give me.
What? Space from what? What space? Look, last night, a certifiable fox hit on me, and I did not respond. I masturbated furiously afterwards, but only after I'd rejected her.
You have to stop. It is like you have amnesia. Every day you think things are going to be different and I will just be happy. You a boxer with a head injury? You a goldfish? Well, maybe you can understand this. I feel nothing about anything. Dogs, candy, Old Blondie records, nachos, you, us, nothing. So for the last time, please go.
Jimmy grabs the bottle of flavored vodka and stalks out. Gretchen pulls the pillow off the Coke. The pillow is covered in powder. She snorts the pillow. Interior, Fire 103, day. Gretchen wipes her nose, sniffing, her eyes red. Trace sits with a scowling Sam and Lindsay.
It's clocking out with Trace on Fire 103.
Okay, everybody's talking about yesterday's show. So when Sam called looking to apologize, I told him to come down so we can do this man-to-man, face-to-face.
Listen, I wasn't trying to disrespect you by leaving.
Oh, hold up. I got a surprise for you. We got S-Stain and Honey Nuts in the house. Come on out.
Honey Nuts and Shit Stain enter and sit down.
All right, Sam, you got something to say?
I feel bad for walking out yesterday, but I'm happy that I'm here now so I can tell you what nasty motherfuckers y'all are. Fuck you, Shit Stain. Fuck you, Honey Nuts. And fuck you, Trace, you fake ass, old as dirt, no talent, star fucking motherfucker.
It's a damn shame, Trace.
Here's some almonds if you
I don't want no goddamn almonds.
It's a damn shame, Trace.
Some people just have no class.
Bitch, they call me school. I got so much class. Gretchen, write that shit down.
All right. Let's go to the phones, hear what the people think about this not so happy reunion.
I mean, Honey Nuts and Shit Stain, y'all seem really cool. Sam, you coming off like a bitch.
Who you calling a bitch? I will kill you. Come down to the station.
Fine, what's the address?
Oh, you don't have Google? Look it up, you poor as shit. No search up, poor as shit. Can't get an engine, prostitute, hand job, having ass. Y'all need to recognize, listen. I am a one in a generation. A disruptor. You know how in that Charlie Chaplin movie, there's this hoe walking, talking into a cell phone, even though it's 1928. I'm that future ass cell phone hoe. Trace. I'm out here every day, changing the face of everything, you know what I mean? Music, art, amusement parks, farm to table, claymation, laser shows, pew, pew, pew.
Exterior, Greg Proop's condo, rooftop. A totally wasted Edgar stands in a circle with Kyle, Tall Nathan, and Josh. He takes a drag off a huge joint.
Hey, careful, man. That's medicinal.
They call me Dr. Weed. They call me Dr. Weed.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get you some water.
They call me Dr. Weed, bitch.
Hey, Dr. Weed, I need a diagnosis.
My diagnosis is you need more weed.
Yeah, I feared that'd be the diagnosis.
Dorothy walks over to a cooler. Edgar approaches.
Hey, come hang out. Look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gotten so messed up.
It happens. Let's go. I'm so over this party.
No, I shouldn't have gotten so messed up. I apologize from the very bottom of my.
She looks down. Out of frame, his balls are hanging out of his zipper.
Jesus, Edgar, put those away.
He runs down the line, a comedy guy, slapping them all high five.
Dr. Weed is going to live forever! Cannonballs!
He jumps into the pool. Exterior, Fire 103, night. Sam, Shit Stain, and Honey Nuts stand outside arguing. Gretchen and Lindsay watch.
I have only one thing to say to you fools, and it is this. How dare you?
Look, you stopped coming to sessions. Look, all you kept talking about is you becoming a celebrity judge for Top Chef and making girls' overalls for Madewell.
All my success is for us. Because unlike you, I'm loyal as shit.
Then why didn't you show up for Jacqueline's dental school graduation?
I told you, I don't like hanging out with those rich USC assholes.
Your dad is a lawyer for CBS.
Yeah, whatever.
A car pulls up and parks. 3 terrifying women get out.
Which one of y'all, Sam?
Are you that bitch that called the station?
Rhonda decks him in the face.
Oh, no! He got that Denzel face! Size up, Stain! Size up!
Shitstain and Honey Nuts go to her aid. The other girls start roughing them up. Lindsay tries to break it up.
Stop! Stop it!
The girls throw Lindsay into a pile of garbage bags. As the fight continues, Gretchen approaches. Rhonda turns and pulls a knife on Gretchen. Gretchen pulls the gun out of her purse and presses it up against Rhonda's face.
Run.
Rhonda and the girls jump in their car and take off.
You okay, man?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I gotta admit, the little one was kind of hot.
Guys, I'm sorry.
We sorry too.
Take me to my vault.
They take off. Gretchen calmly lights another cigarette. Lindsay stares at her. Interior, Vernon and Becca's bedroom, night. Vernon fucks Becca from behind. Vernon's phone buzzes on the nightstand. He grabs it, still pumping away. As Becca talks, he reads the text messages.
I mean, who does Lindsay think she is? She's not even a trained singer. I'm the one who was almost in Kids Incorporated.
Got the money. You change your passwords, Worm. That's against the rules. Gonna need another 20K. $, $, $, $, $.
Oh, that bitch.
I know. I can't even believe we're sisters sometimes.
A super turned on Vernon starts going crazy on Becca. Interior, Coon's bar, night. It's late. Nina closes down the bar. A drunk Jimmy enters.
We're closed. Why are your lips all red?
Flavored vodka.
Yikes. You want some coffee?
No. How about some scotch?
Exterior, residential street, night. A still wet Edgar walks behind a silent Dorothy.
Wait, Dorothy, wait! I didn't do anything your friends don't do, and you spent 7 years with them.
No, I wasted 7 years with them. I woke up one day in a rotting Victorian with 3 smelly dudes. And then you came along. This new person who is sweet and honest and rare. Or maybe I just make bad decisions. I mean, I bought a chocolate fountain, Edgar. Who does that?
I don't want to be a bad decision.
Well, I'm 33. I need my life to move forward.
I know Jimmy told me that I shouldn't.
Oh my God, no, with the Jimmy thing. I should have known. Never take Jimmy's advice about me. Don't get me started on how he talks to you.
Okay. You still like me?
Of course I do. So much it sucks.
They start walking again. He sneaks his hand into hers. Interior, Lindsay's kitchen, night. Lindsay finds Gretchen sitting alone in the dark. Lindsay goes to the fridge. She puts a cheesecake on the island with 2 spoons.
That fight really scared me, Gretch. Lying in that trash. My life flashed before my eyes. Dick, drugs, following Smash Mouth around Europe, negative after negative customer service interaction, getting banned from Dave & Buster's, divorce, more Dick. I realized I really need to get my shit together. Hey, are you okay?
When I pulled the gun on that girl, coked out of my face, I suddenly felt this strange feeling. I was bored.
You were bored almost getting murdered by female gang ladies?
That's really messed up, isn't it?
Yes.
Gretchen reaches into her pocket and pulls out a now much more empty baggie of Coke and tosses it to Lindsay.
It's not even working anymore.
I'm sorry you don't feel anything, Gretchen.
Me too.
They sit in silence. After a beat, Lindsay hits Gretchen in the forehead with her spoon. Gretchen doesn't react. Interior, Coon's Bar night. It's late. Jimmy and Nina are drunk. The bar is closed.
Okay, let's play a hypothetical, yeah? Let's just say I was your boyfriend.
Okay,
Would you let me drink here for free?
of course.
Okay. Could I have my own stool
Sure.
with a plaque with my name on it?
Okay, so in this fantasy, you get everything you want. You get free drinks, you get your stool.
Hmm.
What do I get?
Well, you have to ask for what you want.
Would you dedicate your book to me?
Absolutely. To Nina, thanks for the alcohol, for taking over my car payments, and for letting me rub your feet 20 to 25 times a day.
That's so many times. Where would you want your plaque?
Here.
Where?
Here. Look close. I should go.
Yep.
Night, Nina.
Night, Jimmy.
He heads for the door. Suddenly he turns back around.
I forgot one thing.
Jimmy grabs Nina and kisses her so motherfucking hard. Cut to black. End of episode.
Welcome back, everybody. How about that for an episode? This show, I swear, nothing comes close to being as great, nearly as great. So with that out of the way, let's bring back everybody for the Q&A. Creator Stephen Falk, Todd Robert Anderson, Desmin Borges, Darrell Britt-Gibson, Aya Cash, Kether Donohue, Chris Geere, Alan Maldonado, Alan McLeod, Brandon Mychal Smith, Janet Varney, and Collette Wolfe. Give it up for everybody. And it's so weird on Zoom, but everyone's clapping for you guys. That was absolutely spectacular. Let's just open it up for everybody. How fun and wonderful is it to see everybody back again?
It's magical. Am I the only one with my mic off? This is a free-for-all, yeah?
I love it. None of you have changed. It's wonderful.
I love all you
Beautiful
guys,
friends.
man. Love you all.
Big love.
We're all
Big
really
love,
happy
big
with
love,
that.
big love.
So, this event has so many different levels that people can participate in, and there are a few VIP questions that I want to get to right off the bat because they donated a significant amount of money. Aya, this first one is for you. It's from Adam, and he says that You're the Worst was the best portrayal of mental health and depression that he's ever seen on TV. And he wants to know, how did you prepare for some of the most intense scenes, especially something like this? This episode is a great showcase.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a big compliment to the writers, obviously. For me, I don't know about all y'all, but acting is sort of acting to me. So it doesn't change, prep doesn't change much depending on the kinds of scenes. So it was a really exciting season 2 to go through that. And Stephen actually told us what was going on, or told me what was going on a little bit, which was great to be able to sort of craft the arc. But just every day on set, working with this group of people makes acting very easy. It is very easy to be good on this show because of who I got to work opposite. And so to show up and to just play with these people is how I came with every scene. So I'd say the homework wasn't that different, but God damn, I miss them all so fucking much. Excuse me.
But at the same time, Gretchen, or Aya, this performance, your performance, was just hailed by critics. And, you know, do you still hear from fans, whether it be on social media or fan mail, et cetera? I mean, it's hard to go out. No one's going out in public and, you know, meeting fans anymore, but do you
I'm doing meet and greets at the local bar. Just kidding. Yeah, no, it's been great on social media. People reach out all the time. So it's really lovely. Anytime I meet their worst fan, it's because they're saying that either the PTSD storyline with Edgar, the mental health storyline has connected. Every fan is like a fan of what the show was, rather than sort of just like, oh yeah, you're an actress, which is great.
You know, and you know, you mentioned Edgar and the PTSD storyline. Desmin, I know you know how moved you've been over the years about the feedback that you've gotten from military veterans, specifically as it pertains to Edgar's PTSD. And you know, I'm curious, you know, has that experience shaped the kind of projects that you do after You're the Worst?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I think as a overall traditional American who comes from many different backgrounds, who hates that most of society tries to put me in a box every chance that they can, I look for things where I can break out of that box, or I feel like I'm always constantly trying to prove to people who are in positions of bringing me onto projects that the box that they think that I'm allowed to be in is just kind of a facade, that I can do a variety of many things. So I feel like it's kind of an ongoing sort of issue, but I mean, getting to make the connection with a grouping of society, specifically vets throughout the years who I never really had any sort of connection with before, it most importantly opened my eyes up to a whole grouping of Americans and humans in the world who feel disenfranchised, misplaced, and forgotten about. And somebody who kind of comes from that background, it's like a kindred friendship, and I'm still in contact with quite a few of them to this day. And even if it's just like a quick sort of check-in, it's nice to continue to have that bond. Because one thing that we used to talk about, Stephen and I, all the time, is that like these vets come home from, fighting courageously and for the rest of us to have the freedoms that we love every day. And they, come home to a party. Their families, of course, are really happy to see them, but they throw a couple steaks on the grill, toss some beers, throw some jokes around, and then everyone disperses and goes back to their regular life. And you're stuck with these individuals who've been gone for 4, 5, 7, 10, 15 years and aren't really accustomed to sort of normal day every life. And how do you kind of fit back into that thing? So I'm very proud of the bonds that I created with a lot of them that I spoke with over time, and to know that they're doing well, and what we did that they felt was particularly poignant and represented them, a full version of them, not just some sort of caricature of them.
Absolutely. And Kether, I do want to get questions for all the Central cast first, and then we'll go and open it up a little bit more. But Kether, tell me, New Phone Who Dis is your ringtone. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, I should not have been invited.
But just on a more serious level, what has the show's legacy been like for you?
I mean, for me, it's just cool because the show just felt like the perfect recipe of everything I love. Like it had such broad comedy, but to the other extreme, just such extreme depth. And I've heard Stephen say a lot in interviews that the way him and the writers crafted the show is that each character, whether it was a lead or a supporting character or a recurring character, a guest star, had their own internal life going on. And so that was really special, and a real gift, and something that I feel really lucky that I got to be a part of.
And Chris, I do want to ask, you recently posted your audition video for You're the Worst on social media. What were the takes? Like, what happened in the takes that you didn't post? Like, what were the outtakes like? And then for everybody else afterwards, feel free to chime in. What do you guys remember about your audition for this?
They were all, the other takes were very serious. I was taking myself too seriously. I was taking the character too seriously. Then I realized that he needed to be fun. So I've brought this guy back. I can't believe I've got so many souvenirs from this show, and this is by far my favorite. Yeah, that was wild, seeing that kind of tape from 8 years ago. And yeah, so much has happened. So many friendships have formed and careers. We've moved country and everything. It's just been incredible. The show has changed me, and I can't believe that, you know, it took an hour to do that audition. It completely changed my world. So it's really nice to look back on it.
Any other fun audition stories from anybody?
I think I sprinkled a muffin on Aya in our audition, remember?
Yeah, we all know I did not get the job until much later. We all know I didn't make it the first round and had to re-audition. So that was my audition story.
Well, I had to retape as well. When I first read Edgar, I had this vision of him being, you know, very, very proper, you know, makes his bed with hospital corners, and he's very well put together. And I also was lucky enough that I got to send a tape in from New York at the time. And I already had a previous relationship from Stephen from about 2 years ago, from a different show that we're not going to talk about. So he shoots me an email or a text. I don't know what it was at that time, but he was like, man, let your beard grow, just crumble up a shirt, toss it under your bed, and retape in about a week. That's my image of what Edgar is going to be. And so I did that, and I started doing a bit more homework of kind of the feeling that he was thinking. And then we tossed that on tape. And then I remembered there was like this talk, like, you're going to go test. They're just trying to figure out who Gretchen and Jimmy are. And I was playing basketball in Central Park when you could do shit like that. And all of a sudden I got a call, and it was like, you don't need to test. They're offering you Edgar. And I think I left without my basketball bag and then had to come back. It was like a whole sort of mess, but out of nowhere, it was like, that tape with that crumbled up green shirt that I still have somewhere was the key, I guess.
It's so strange because, like, looking at all these people who I've just grown to really love and appreciate and feel like they're family, I feel such empathy that even though you guys had to audition, I feel kind of like that just seems kind of wrong to me. That you guys had to be like, oh, I hope this person likes me, because you were also perfect and right for it. And I just hate that position of power. This like that you guys have to wonder and worry. I wish I could go back in time and just whisper to all of you, you're gonna get this. Don't worry, don't sweat it, because they're all so amazing, these people. And in an alternate reality, Lesley, you're interviewing me, Des, and Collette, and Dane Cook for Next Caller season 8, right?
That was actually the show that put you on my radar, Stephen, as a writer, because I remember it was an NBC show, picked up straight to series. I'm like, I know we're drudging up old, bad memories here, but picked up straight to series. You moved across the country to film in New York, and then out of nowhere, NBC called you and said, yeah, we're not picking you up to series anymore. Go home. The show is dead. And I remember you wrote this incredible blog post, just opening up your soul about the entire process. And that actually wound up partially inspiring what you did with You're the Worst, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was more the generalized feeling of tap dancing for the man and changing what you did. Oh, I'll do this. Oh, you don't like this? I'll do this. And them still not liking it, and then just realizing, well, that feels awful, and there's nothing at the end of it. There's no reward, and you feel like not proud of what you did. So it just sort of, when an opportunity to pitch a show to FX came along, I just said, I'm just going to do exactly what I want to do, exactly what I have to say, even if I don't think anyone's going to like it or it's not going to be palatable to executives or audiences, and just do that. At least I'll be happy with the outcome, even if they pass. And here we are.
One of the best, I mean, I would say secret weapons, but it's really not. It's a secret, is how great the supporting and guest cast for You're the Worst was over all 5 seasons. Just impeccable. And, you know, just for everybody here on Zoom, what do you guys miss about your respective worsties? And I mean, Todd, let's start with you. You know, Vernon is the creator of Trash Juice, and obviously this episode has an online financial dominatrix. There's just so much to choose from with him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're talking about what I miss playing Vernon. I miss it very much. I miss getting those pages, you know, a couple days before shooting and finding out, holy shit, what is a financial dominatrix? I've got to look this up. I learned about a lot of things. The thing I think I missed the most about doing You're the Worst is being in the makeup trailer in the morning and listening to Chris Geere read user reviews from the app Rub Maps. I really miss that. I don't think I laughed to tears constantly.
I'd forgotten about that.
Fucking
phenomenal.
It's very funny. I miss that.
What about you, Alan?
Oh, I miss getting into wild adventures with Todd. You know, we were always getting into some trouble, and
there's foreshadowing in this episode of The Seventh Layer, right? Jacking off by the campfire. I forgot about that.
Oh,
it's gonna happen next season.
But yeah, no, I think, I mean, it was just like, you know, I don't know, it's cliche to say, but it felt like going to acting school, because I was like, you know, just kind of doing, I don't know, this was like the coolest job ever. And just to get to see everybody like turn up and just be like 1,000% amazing, like every day. And then working with Kether too, it was so amazing because she doesn't pull any punches. Like literally I would get beat up, you know, and see in rehearsals. And it was amazing because I was like, yeah, like yeah, I got to commit too, because she's really kicking my ass, like literally physically kicking my ass. But it was helpful. It was helpful. Yeah, no, it was great. I got to, some gray areas of harassment, possibly. I don't know, you know, I'm going to talk to a lawyer about that, but it was just a wonderful experience. And I think I miss most just the set, just going, I still drive by the I don't know what the hell that thing, I forget, it was like a carpet warehouse, or I don't know, some kind of warehouse. And that's right, some sort of a design warehouse. But, you know, because I was just fascinated, I'm still fascinated that they took this house, you know, in a real house in Silver Lake or wherever, and then, you know, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, just kind of blew it up a little bit more. And you know, and we got to like, and it was so fun. It was just so fun, just from a technical aspect too, just to see everybody popping cameras through walls, and like how they put it together was just so fun to watch.
What about you, Janet, Alan, Brandon, Collette? I'd love to hear from you guys too.
Yeah, I mean, I really miss, I think similar to Todd, who I miss terribly all the time. I can't believe I could miss a character as much as I do that's like Vernon. But you're my TV husband. Yeah, I mean, the scripts were just fantastic, and it was so amazing to get them and to dig in and find out what kind of horrible thing my character would say. I always felt like she was the least redemptive of almost any of the characters. Like, oh, she's just awful. Like, and then one episode we found out that she has like a weird fantasy of like cutting her hair short and living by herself in a condo, like staring out at the water, and that changed everything for me. But no, this is an amazing group of people. It's very emotional to see everybody in one place again, sort of. And I miss working on this show.
For me, I actually don't miss anything, and the reason I say that is because Stephen crafted such a beautiful story that feels complete. And it's something that it's clearly going to stand the test of time and will be with people forever. So I don't really think I miss anything because it was closed so beautifully by Stephen and the writing team. And I get to have all these people on this Zoom with me for the rest of my life. So when it comes to You're the Worst, I'm complete.
I don't miss you either, Darrell. But no, definitely Brandon and Darrell. I see them fools every day. Basically, they get on my nerves. But I definitely miss the rest of the cast, man. Just as Steve mentioned earlier, I was on another show, so I wasn't able to do the other couple of seasons. But yeah, man, just playing with you guys and getting to play heads up in between takes and just enjoying each other's spirit and great energy. So definitely proud of what we're able to do with the show and the impact that it's had on everyone. I get stopped at often about You're the Worst, and women love to call me Honey Nut. So it's a beautiful it's a beautiful it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Darrell, I don't miss you at all either, dude. I see you too much, man. But the show was absolutely one of the most liberating experiences ever. I just think top to bottom, everybody involved, it's just such rock stars. I mean, simple as that. You had to hit a home run every week. And it was led by one of the most badass creators in this town. And I don't take one moment for granted. And a lot of you guys have shaped my life and will continue to shape my life. So I agree with the sentiment of Darrell, where I live in the dreams, but the creativity that we sparked in those moments, it's unmatched. So I love all of you guys, sincerely.
I'm glad everybody is like so much better therapized than I am, because I am so not over it. I am clinging to it. I want to let's do it again. Let's do a movie, a web series. Like, I will be there. It will just be me at the end while all of you have moved on.
Which takes me to a question for Stephen. You said when the series ended that you don't want to do a movie, but here you are a couple years later. Everyone has stayed in touch. Would you do a reunion, a revival, just Instagram live takeovers every week at the same time with everyone in character? Just, is there room left to revisit You're the Worst, especially since it's now streaming on FX on Hulu and you're getting all sorts of new audiences who are finding the show for the first time?
Maybe a video game.
A mini series.
I would do anything with these people, and I am doing things in the future with some of these people. And yes, Lesley, if you can talk to Landgraf and he wants to do like a little, like a 6-episode weird little mini reunion, fill in the gaps, future, anything, we would absolutely do it. And I joked with these guys and even FX, about like doing a spin-off of Sam and Shitstain and Honey Nuts, or doing a Becca, Vernon, Paul spin-off. I mean, it's a world, it's a big world that we created that I really love all elements of. And I see like the Marvel multiverse and DC, and we should just do a multiverse where there's like 3 different Edgars. One stayed in the war, one died in the field of battle, one was still a drug dealer at USC. I don't know. We should do that.
I didn't know it was a school, so.
Oh God.
Steven, a baby, You're the Worst.
Like Muppet Babies?
No, like, remember the little record, baby record? A baby, You're the Worst.
Oh yeah, yes, a baby, You're the Worst. But I think a baby, a big Muppet Babies, but You're the Worst babies. Baby Shitstain. Oh.
Would watch all of those things in a heartbeat. And you mentioned that there is so much room. Obviously the finale jumps ahead a little bit and kind of fills in the gaps. But one of the things that all the cast and creators are being asked right now is, how would your character be doing during a pandemic? I mean, Gretchen and Jimmy are parents. Can you, like, what kind of homeschool teachers are they? Like, how is, for everybody, how would your characters be handling quarantine?
Gretchen would be out catching anti-maskers and like that's where she'd let out her energy, is making Karen videos. I feel like she'd be like, this is how I'm gonna deal with my anxiety.
Becca would be in those Karen videos as Karen that I would be shooting as Gretchen.
Chris, I feel like
Chris' daughter had to be a pop star. And then Sam.
I think Jimmy would have put himself in his bedroom and stayed there for 11 months with just books and whiskey, and then just got through it, forgetting about the children. I think all the time, anything comes up in the news or in life or whatever, I constantly think, what would these people be doing during this experience? You know, so I double that. I think there's the multiverse. Let's manifest the multiverse. That's what I say.
I think Vernon would have gotten arrested for hoarding vaccines and selling them, and probably would have vaccinated himself like 10 times because he's a little on epidemiology and how that works.
Did we have to? Do you think we had to buy a bigger chest of drawers to keep our child in?
And then he'd have dick problems because he injected himself.
Kether and Alan, what about Lindsay and Paul? How would they be doing?
Well, they need a new knife set. They need to have a new registry.
I think there'd be some home brewing. There'd be probably some home brewing.
She's giving him hand jobs every night.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Quarantine for Paul's pretty good. Yeah, I ain't complaining.
What about for Sam and Shitstain and Honey Nuts? What would they be doing? Are there new diss tracks? Are they still together? What's going on with them during quarantine?
Me and Jacqueline are very happy living in probably Palm Springs or something. I forgot about Honey Nuts and Sam at this point. We do a lot of FaceTime, but like not too much. Like they probably want to go out and like, but I feel like Shitstain is very much following the guidelines, 6 feet, mask, all that. I don't know if I would trust Sam and Honey Nut, so probably trying to stay away from them raising my family with Jacqueline.
I mean, Honey Nuts probably would have gave up rap, became an accountant, had a boring life, and just kind of reminisced of the days that he was once called Honey Nuts. So.
Sam is definitely sailing boats somewhere. That's for sure. He's just on an island, probably just by himself on some real castaway shit. So it explains the beard. I'm just dipped off.
We have another VIP question. Laura has one for everybody here and wants to know, what was your favorite joke or line from your character from the series and why?
I'll kick it off. Daniel Craig looks like an upset baby was possibly my favorite, mostly because Desi and Kether were doing this scene in the background during that where they were just flying a kite. And that's it. That's all they had to do. But something happened and both of them just lost it. It was like watching a couple of 10-year-olds running around.
You can say what happened and why we lost it.
All right, Desi farted.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the human body is supposed to express gas at least 20 times a day in some form or other. We were running back and forth in a park, flying a kite.
It didn't smell. It didn't smell.
Well, we were outside. We couldn't know that. But yeah.
No, it didn't smell, Desiree.
All right, cool. Thanks, Kate.
Hola, lo siento, no estoy loca. That's all I remember from You're the Worst.
Oh yeah, that's what you learned Spanish, wasn't it?
I definitely think my favorite line was me and Darrell was saying how much we appreciate Kether's ass. I think that was definitely a favorite conversation throughout the show.
I liked that too. That one really was good for my ego, that episode. I liked the sidekick when I say we're not sidekicks. That was my favorite.
I think for Sam, it would probably have to be. I remember John Landgraf. He came one of the heads of FX. He came up to me, and he had told me about one of his favorite lines, and he said it was, and it was mine too. It was funny. People come up to me and tell it to me all the time, but I think it's when Aya's at the door and Chris, and Aya's like, Sam, I didn't know you were gay, and I'm like, oh nah, this nigga sucks really good dick. I thought it was just a fucking epic line. And I remember calling my agent, like, I think this might be my last episode. Like, I think this might be it. But it ended up being one of the greatest lines ever.
I also enjoyed your are you high? Griffin, it's 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. Of course I'm high. I love that one.
Yeah, it ended up being one of the greatest lines. It actually closes out my reel. So thank you, Steve.
Oh, nice.
I would pay money to hear John Landgraf say that line.
So would I, yes.
I love when Echo was doing the improv for the veterans. That always cracked me up.
My favorite line of Vernon's was, "I ain't bottle fighting no woofs." I love that line. Partly because I love the Gray and Liam Neeson bottle fighting woofs, and Falk and I saw that together and we loved it. So it's a nice little private joke too that I got to have with the show creator.
I like when Ben Folds asked you if you saw a dog.
I think my favorite, I don't even say, it was in the little Charlie Chaplin movie at the end of 22, where Stephen, what was it written? Should have got at them titties. I don't know. That's that little bit made me laugh hard. Everyone else doesn't think that shit's funny, but I go to sleep laughing about it at night sometimes.
I like when Collette tries to say dulces pan leche, but with the Castilian accent because she spent a week in Barcelona.
That was very funny. I have amnesia. I don't even remember any words that I've ever said in anything, but yeah, that was a very funny one.
We have another VIP question. Stephen, this one's for you. Very in the weeds, inside baseball stuff here. Colin Campbell is credited as playing the barfly in 16 episodes of You're the Worst. And there's a fan theory, apparently, that this character is Killian's dad. Lauren wants to know if this fan theory is accurate. And if it's not accurate, then who is this recurring character?
Yeah, he is Killian's dad. I think we decided at the end that he is. Yeah, it's a good theory. I have slight amnesia. I'm not sure exactly how it played out or if we revealed it or not. But
he did outside the bar when he was wearing the thing. It said, "Not today, Satan."
With the leprechaun head.
Yeah. The leprechaun head.
Yeah, Barfly's Killian's dad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when Lindsay motorboats Killian.
I just watched that the other day. It's in super slow-mo.
I'll never forget Franklin. He's one of the writers on the show. He texted me that video from the Monitor and he went, "For your Emmy reconsideration."
Let's keep going with the fan questions. Aya and Chris, do you think Gretchen and Jimmy become the couple from LCD Sound System? Great question.
Don't all couples become the couple from LCD Sound System?
Yeah, that would be disappointing if they did. I mean, I'm hoping they haven't grown too much. They would never become boring. They refuse to do that. But yeah, that was a great episode. That one. I've just watched that one as well. Is anyone else rewatching? I'm loving it.
I feel like I disagree. I think I think they do. I think that, but hopefully they, well, no, now I'm going to get into my own psychology. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. I think they become boring because I think that nobody can stand the test. You just get old and sick. You can't keep up that pace. Also, I'm trying to answer some questions in the Q&As just directly. So if anybody else wants to join me in picking off a couple.
You see when everyone was signing in, like the different areas of the world where people are ringing in from. So cool. There's so many people in Australia. The show seems like it's pretty popular in Australia, which is very nice. And I've been in touch with the guy who dubs my voice in France. How cool is that?
Well, let's keep going with the fan questions. We have another one that says, we're wondering if the cast, or Stephen, for you, if anyone kept any props from the show.
Well, Kether should probably answer that. She was sort of the resident thief, but mostly of wardrobe, right? You're muted.
Okay. Yeah, I would wear, so that white dress that I wore when I was riding the guy in the van, I stole that and I would wear it on all my first dates. And then I never made it to the second date, so I would just keep wearing them on all my first dates. I was like, when I get a second date, I'm gonna have to like steal another dress.
I have massive amounts of props, and I also have the green chair from the main set from Jimmy's living room.
And word travels fast. I went to, when I did fittings for other shows, another wardrobe department was like, I heard you steal stuff. Like someone must have said something. Steven.
Look, Darrell has his Shit Stains album cover headshot. That's amazing.
The thing that I stole wasn't one of my things. It was an unused outfit for Brandon, which had pink flamingos and stuff and palm trees all over it. And I wore it to the series finale event. And Brandon is very, very, very thin. I had that suit taken out and it was way too fucking tight. By the end of the night, like the pockets were torn because I was squeezed into it, but it was worth it for the photos.
You look good in that, man. You look like a stud, brother.
Thanks, Brandon.
I'm wondering if anybody has the Paul's penis cage, because I just no reason.
The wardrobe department gave me all of the cock socks that I used over the course of 5 years. So that's nice. That's in a wardrobe somewhere.
The first time I had to wear one, I just kept it, and nobody cared. And then the next time, I just was like, I threw it out. I was like, "Who the hell wants this?" And they were like, "What'd you do with it? We got to keep that." And I was like, "Oh, sorry. I thought it was just you threw it out." So many weird rules about those things.
I always remember the costume department coming up to me on the first sex scene and saying, "In terms of the socks, you want small, medium, or large?" Well, I don't know. Medium. Where should we go? Where should we pitch this? And then she brings like this tube sock that is just like enormous, and then she gets on the walkie-talkie and she goes, with Chris, we're going to have to go small." Okay, yeah, small. Bring the small one over. Brilliant. And that was like day 2. Cheers.
One thing I want to ask here is, over the course of 5 seasons, you guys were often asked, who's the worst on this show? Let's flip it, or the worst moments. Let's flip that script here and say, what do you guys consider the best moments of the series, or for your character? Or it can be something that happened on screen in the script, or something that happened while you were filming. One story I remember coming to set, and it was a scene with Jimmy and Gretchen, and they were playing this awful game with people walking by and just tormenting random people, going, drop something, just to make them stop and look down. And it never made it to air. And I always wish it would have, because it was so funny. And I want to play that game with unsuspecting people on the street when I can see people on the street again. What about you guys? What are some of your favorite moments from the show?
Well, we did keep you drop something. That I think it made it a couple times. Chris tries it later and gets yelled at by a jogger. And Lindsay and Gretchen do it earlier in season 2, I think, right? Something like that. Yeah, that's something me and my dumb friends used to play when we were in high school, and it was the first day of UC Berkeley College, and college freshmen would be wandering around with maps, looking like scared. Oh, my first day of college, where's this class? And we'd drive by and go, you dropped something, and they end up looking for like an hour because they're sure it's something important they dropped. And we would sometimes drive around the block and come back and go, no, seriously, it's right there. And then just laugh and terrible, I'm going to hell.
I remember you having to fire a background actor during the you drop something. Do you remember this?
I do, because she could not properly look for something. I was like, at a certain point, I was like, no, really, like literally just look on, your whole job is to stop and go, oh, and look around. And she couldn't do that. I felt terrible.
Well, it's so hard to, you like think you get it. I would blow it too. You think you get like a step up and then you're like, I'm messing it up. I got the timing wrong.
Anyone else for best moments from filming or
I think for me, like the wedding episode, my wedding episode, the fact that we pulled off like a oneer with like a day of rehearsal, I think is like, I actually don't know if that's ever been done on television before. Like, I feel like there's something that should have been like rewarded to us for that, because it was like this like Olympic like thing that we had to like pull off and somehow did. So like, to me, just the fact that seeing like, oh wow, like these really are, everyone really is like a home run hitter, because you can't mess up, you can't make mistakes. And like, we pulled off a oneer like with a day of rehearsal. Like, I just don't even know if that's like a thing another cast can do. I'd like to see it, but like, show it to me.
I was gonna say that oneer episode too was really exciting, and especially if you were sort of towards the end of like a 10-minute shot, then it was like,
yeah, and super terrifying. I remember because there were like 2 11-minute takes, weren't they? And the first 11-minute take, I was in at the very first bit and the very last bit. So for 10.5 minutes, I'm going, trying to stay out of shot. That was terrifying. But oh my God, what a feeling afterwards when we did it. It was amazing.
And then it was cool because in the wedding scene, when everyone was dancing, we were all together and we were all like really dancing.
I think one of the most beautiful moments for me happened really at the end, and it was like a culmination of feeling successful about actually getting through the scene where Edgar tells Jimmy that he doesn't think he should marry Gretchen, because that was a really fucking tough scene for us to do for a variety of reasons. It was basically one of the last scenes that Chris and I were going to be filming together ever for this show. And we didn't know that they had the camera on, and Jordan Vogt Roberts was directing it. And sometimes the camera just starts rolling and he starts shooting montagey shit, and none of us really knew what was going on. And I think Chris and I thought we were done, and he put his arm around me and my head went onto his shoulder and he was like, I love you, bro. And I said, I love you too. And that's in there. And that's just like a moment of people. It wasn't so.
Also, any Sunday Funday episode, like I loved when Collette had the beard and she was Steven Spielberg, the Paul F. Tompkins and the bus. I mean, when we were filming that horror scene outside, I mean, all the Sunday Fun Days go down in history.
There was something really cool in the last episode that we did, and this is just geeky techno bullshit, but Kether singing The Very Last Dick, which is a send-off song to Gretchen at the wedding that she's not showed up for. And we did speaking of oneers, and it was just because we didn't have time to do more than like actual coverage. So we did this really complicated one around the pool where as soon as we got past a certain point of the pool, the entire grip department carried this giant bridge that we had them construct like an hour or two before, laid it down over the pool so then the cameraman could walk across the pool to continue the shot and then up some stairs where it had to go. And technically we just couldn't do it any other way. And so there's a scene, I wish we had behind the scenes where our cameraman is literally walking across the pool where a second before there was no bridge. And it was, we got to do stuff like that because we didn't have enough money to not, but it made for some of the most memorable stuff.
Speaking of behind the scenes stuff, Aya and I were talking about this. Falk, you got some like blooper reel action that's already edited together to, I don't know, kind of float out to us or the world to just kind of, I don't know. I'm spitballing here. You know, if we're talking about a universe where there's multiverses and everything, that might be a way to kickstart it and mute.
That would be amazing. I remember there's a couple that we played at rap parties.
Every single rap, there's one, but they've never gone out into the world, right?
I don't know. I'll look into it.
All the people listening, do you want to see it? I want to see it again.
That's the best way to see what everyone's like. You guys all had different ways of fucking up, and then like just the way everybody handled their trip ups. They were just like these wonderful little like, oh, this person does it this way. This person handles it by doing this. It's so great.
I've just seen about 100 people are putting yes, show me this. I want to see it now. Oh my God, yes, got to see it. Yes.
Kether has the best blooper face because she does a reset that and then she tries it again. And then
I'm telling you, other sets I'm on, they're like, people are like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh no, it's the reset. I mean, I'm like, oh wait, I have to explain the reason. Also, I just have to say, can I please shout out to Janet Varney? There was an episode where there's like some backstory on our mom, and she did such beautiful work. I'm forgetting which episode it was, but it was the one where we're in the man cave. Remember? And Janet's just doing like really beautiful dramatic work. And I remember, Janet, I was like behind the stairs, like rooting you on, and you like we'd look at each other in between takes and be like.
Later, someone sent me a picture of, I think, the three of us, Aya and Kether and me, sitting between takes or in the man cave. It somehow made it onto like a foot fetish site because we were all barefoot.
I feel like we're all on porn sites.
Sure.
I am totally not on a porn site.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
No.
If you have done a sex scene and you are an actor, you are
on WikiFeet.
You're left butt cheek.
Hey, Darrell, Alan, Brandon, y'all gotta help me out. Get me off WikiFeet, man. Y'all know people. Come on.
Hey, don't bring us into that. That's y'all.
Knees out, we gotta get band together. Knees out coalition.
We ain't got no more WikiFeet. We wasn't participating in none of those sex scenes. So y'all got that one.
Don't get involved. I think Alan and I got on some of those sites after the campfire scene that we shot.
Oh yeah.
The thing I remember the most about that after it aired was a reviewer saying, "Hey, when I said I want to see more male nudity on television, this is not what I meant."
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
I feel like this Zoom has just turned into like our boozy family, like brunch kind of Zoom. Like this is just Sunday night with You're the Worst.
Well, I hate to be the one to say it, especially after that comment, but we are out of time. But before we wrap, I just have one last question. Stephen, I don't know if you're watching all these comments come in, but everyone's calling for a DVD box set with tons of commentary and all of the blooper reels. Is there anything that you can do to kind of grease the wheels and make that happen?
I don't know. I'll try. I'll try. I would love that. I mean, I think I'll talk to the good folks at FX. I would love to give people the ability to watch it over and over. I mean, Hulu is pretty cheap, I think, right? And it's on there. But DVDs are great. And I also think, I don't know. They're talking about the wedding episode where we did these big giant sort of one take things. So we did a video, and I don't know if it, Lesley, did you ever see it? I don't know if it went out into the world, where we filmed a rehearsal of the winner and then intercut it like Chris did with the actual wedding scene. So you got to see us all follow, and the director, Wendy Stansler, everyone was running around, and then we intercut it with the actual footage. But that would be something that would be really, really cool and kind of instructive if you like behind the scenes weirdness.
Yes to all of that. Just release more, do a mini series, do a movie, just bring the worsties back, more episodes, however you do it. Thank you to everyone from You're the Worst who showed up today, and to the table read, people who are no longer here. But thank you to Feeding America. Thank you to Play-PerView. Let's hear it up for the worsties in the comments.
Wow.
Chemistry.
Everybody drink your trash juice.
Thank you, Lesley, for doing this.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure.
All your friends to watch.
Watch our show? I think it's over.
Watch it live. Keep us on. I don't know what year it is.
Binging.
Watch us on Hulu.
All right, I'm going to WikiFeet now.
Dad, I'm gonna go look at your ass.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Peace. Love you guys, man.
Bye.
Much love. Peace.
Be sure to check out playperview.com for upcoming events. And for more information on Feeding America, head to feedingamerica.com.